Hey guys, it's Julia. Welcome back to my channel, and it has been a very long time since I sat here with you. The last long format video I posted was literally in October, so it's a new year, it's January, and I'm back, and I'm here today to do something pretty fun with you guys, in my opinion. Today is a snow day. We are having a huge snowstorm right now. There is like 20 inches of snow outside of that window right now, so I thought it was the perfect time to kind of get cozy and reorganize my TBR cart. As you can see, she is empty behind me, and I have over 30 books that have been haphazardly piled on her for far too long. So I thought, let's go through all of the books on my physical TBR and just kind of organize them in order of priority. And I thought, if I'm going to do that and spend my snow day doing that, I might as well bring you guys along. So here we are. I'm ready to get reorganizing. And let's just get right into it. It's time for a little cozy snow day TBR cart reorganization. I want to talk a little bit more about what my strategy is here. I have my piles here, and I'm just going to go book by book and put them in order. Top shelf being highest priority, second shelf being medium priority, and bottom shelf being, I don't know when I'll read this, but I am glad, of course, that I own it. Let's start out with our first books. I'm going to go purely based off of vibes because putting myself in boxes for reading has been putting me in too many slumps recently. If you've seen any of my recent shorts, you know that I got this wonderful Kindle for Christmas from my boyfriend, and I have been absolutely obsessed with reading on this thing. So a lot of these books I probably won't end up reading physically. I'll probably be downloading them on Kindle Unlimited just to kind of read them more comfortably. The Kindle is so light and it's amazing. This is the Kindle Paperwhite, the newest generation. I'm currently reading Powerless by Elsie Silver. I started the Chestnut Spring series and I am absolutely gobbling it up, but I love this thing and I love reading on it. So that's also why I haven't really looked at my TBR cart much, because I've just been downloading books on here and going from there. I've been going purely based on vibes, reading on the Kindle, choosing whatever books I feel like are interesting to me, and I've gotten so much more reading done recently than I usually would. So for this cart, I'm going purely on vibe and mood. I'm going to try and give myself some options. If I get out of a romance phase, I'll have a thriller ready on the top shelf, but that's my vibes. That's my strategy, if you will. So, ooh, not me dropping my Kindle. Let's just get started. I'm yapping. You know me. I'm excited to be back, and I'm yapping like crazy. The first book I have here was actually bought for me by my boyfriend. He recommended it to me. It's the first book in a YA series that he used to read when he was younger and he really enjoyed, and he thought that I would get a kick out of it too. So he got me the first book, and that's Maximum Ride by James Patterson. If you've read this or loved this series when you were younger, comment down below because I definitely do want to pick this up soon. And if you'd want to see a short or a long format video reading this book, let me know in the comments down below. But I've never read them and I'm very excited to pick it up. I know it's like action, blockbustery. I'm pretty sure it's probably got a bit of like a sci-fi flair, maybe dystopian. I'm not 100% sure what the book's about, but I'm definitely excited to pick it up. So I am going to be putting this on my top shelf. Then we also have Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. This is the last book in the Harry Potter series. Me and Maria are still reading it. Our goal was to finish it last year. That didn't happen. We have one book left and two movies. So I am excited to pick this up, although I do deeply despise J.K. Rowling. I just want to put that out there. I do not stand with anything that woman stands for. She is the worst. But I do have a copy of this book here, and I will be picking it up soon just to kind of check the series off and see what all the hype is about, because listen, the whimsy in those books are fabulous. I'm going to put this as well on my top shelf, but J.K. Rowling. Then this next book I got as my December book of the month. I was a little disappointed with the lack of cute holiday romance options, so I ended up picking a horror book up. I believe this is a horror or a thriller, and that is Dark Sisters. This is by Christy Demeister, and I just thought it sounded interesting. It's got a low page count and it seems cool, but I'm definitely not looking to pick it up immediately. I am in a 100% lighthearted romance vibe right now, so I am going to put this on the second shelf because I just don't know if I'll be picking this up anytime soon. If I start getting that spooky craving, it will be the first book I go to, but for now, we're going to put her on the medium priority shelf. Then we have a recently purchased coffee table book that I got, which is Trixie and Katya's Guide to Womanhood. Listen, the Barnes & Noble near me was closing and I saw this and I just like needed it. Honestly, if you don't know, I'm obsessed with Trixie and Katya. You can't see right now, but on my top shelf, I do have the Katya Funko Pop up there. I love those two. The Bald and the Beautiful is like one of my top 3 podcasts. I'm obsessed. So I just had to get this cutesy little book with all of these wonderful photos of them and all of these just like amazing little anecdotes. I would love to put it in my living room, honestly, on the coffee table. So I don't know exactly where I'm going to put this on my shelf, but I do want to find a place for it soon. So I am going to put it here. This is the kind of book that like I just pick up when I need. Ooh, this is the kind of book that I'm not going to like sit down and read fully front to back, but I am going to swipe through the beautiful pictures and pick it up and just open a random page when I need some joy to be sparked in my life. So I'm going to pop this on the top shelf for now just because I don't know exactly where I'm going to end up putting this in my house, but it's not going to be on my bookshelf. I want it to be, like I said, a coffee table cutesy vibe for the girls. Oh, and it's Trixie and Katya's Guide to Modern Womanhood. Now, as you heard me mention, the Barnes & Noble near me did close recently and they had a wonderful 50% off sale. I am very heartbroken and sad about the fact that they closed. There is some more stores in my area, but that one was the closest to my house. So that was quite heartbreaking and shocking when I walked into the store looking to go and grab a book that I wanted a copy of, and most of the books were gone and there was a 50% off sign. That was jarring for me, but I just picked up anything that looked interesting that they still had on the shelves because I had a bunch of gift cards anyways, and I thought, hey, if I'm going to read something, I might as well pick it up. So I got Masters of Death as well by Olivia Blake. This is an author I've heard a lot about. They also wrote the Atlas Six, and I've heard a lot of good things about that book. So I just saw this like beautiful purple and green copy, and I thought, you know what? Why not pick it up? I don't even know what it's about, but I feel like it would be a really cool, like fantasy kind of read. And I thought, why not? It is definitely not a priority read for me, so I am going to put it on my second shelf there, but I'm glad that I have a copy of it. The next book I bought also during that 50% off Barnes & Noble closing sale, and I bought this book literally because I saw Shane Top post it on his Instagram story, and I am obsessed with Smosh. I'm a huge Smosh fan. They're one of my favorite channels online and some of my favorite content to consume for pure joy and comedy and fun. So I saw Shane Top post this on his Instagram story, and then I saw it in the bookstore and I thought, why not? I will pick it up. This is Green Teeth by Molly O'Neill. And I also don't really know what this is about. I know it's like a cozy fantasy folklore tale kind of vibe, but I just love the cover. And if Shane Top loved it, I trust his reading taste 100%. So that's why I picked this one up. I think this is actually a really cool book, and I think I'm going to put it on the top shelf for now. We'll see. I honestly don't remember all of the books that I have here on my physical TBR, so we'll see. Things might get moved around, but let's just keep it pushing. The next book I have here is my January book of the month for this month, and it is Most Eligible by Isabel Engel, I believe. And this book is about a journalist who ends up going undercover on this like reality dating show. But it is a romance book, so I don't think things go 100% according to plan. I just thought that was such a cute, kind of fun plot for like a cute, popcorn read for me, a little cutesy romance book if I am in a slump or don't know what to pick up. And I've heard really good things about it so far, so I'm going to put it on my second shelf for now just because I'm in the middle of so many romance series that I think that I would reach for first. But it is pink, so I may end up plucking it from there before I pluck something from there. You never know. My next book I also got at Barnes during the 50% off sale, but this is a book that's actually been on my TBR for a really long time. That is Lovely War. This book is by Julie Berry, and I have heard so many amazing things about it. It is quite a doozy. I think it's over 400 or 500 pages. It's just under 500 pages. But this book is about Aphrodite kind of, I believe, controlling a couple people's lives. It's like kind of romancy. I don't know exactly. I feel like I heard so many people talk about it, but right now I'm drawing a blank. I just know it has like this kind of almost historical fiction read about it. And it's obviously, mythological. It's like the Greek gods and stuff. Sorry if I'm not using the correct terminology here, but it just sounded really interesting. It follows, I believe, 2 or 3 people, and kind of like Aphrodite is like playing in their life. So I just thought that sounded really interesting. I'm gonna put this honestly on the top shelf because I'm just really intrigued about what it actually is about. And it's just such a beautiful cover. I love when books have this little peekaboo page kind of moment. So yeah, I'm excited to pick this up. I've been meaning to pick it up for a long time. So I'm gonna put this on the top shelf to diversify genres up there. Damn, that book is heavy. All right, our next book is going to be the first book I'm going to put on the bottom shelf. You guys can't see it, but at the end of the video, I will do a little overview where you can see it. This is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I've had this beautiful copy for over 2 years now, and I just never feel the urge to pick up like a classic book. Old English literature is just really hard for me to process. I'm a reader for pure whimsy, fun, and enjoyment, and I feel like sometimes picking up a classic for me feels like I am striving to be academic and cooler than I am. This is just such a beautiful copy, so I needed it just in case I ever wanted to read it. I definitely will eventually. It's just not going to be anytime soon, so we're going to put her on the bottom shelf. If you've read this book and you love it, please let me know in the comments down below because who knows, maybe you can make me want to read it, but it's just too pretty of a copy to let go of, and I do want to read it eventually. It's too much brain power for current Julia. So now we've got our first book on the bottom shelf, and let's move on to our first nonfiction book, which is My Sergei by Ekaterina Gordieva. This is a kind of a biography, like a life story. She wrote this book, and it is about these two ice skaters. They're very famous. Their love story is very famous. Unfortunately, her husband, who was also her ice skating partner, passed away. So this is just kind of a read about, their life, and I'm assuming during and after. It is called My Sergei, a love story, so I'm sure it's going to be a romantic nonfiction read. It is just a little too heartache and real for me at the moment, so I am going to be putting it on the bottom shelf for now, but I definitely want to pick this up at some point. I think it's going to be really moving and beautiful, but right now during the winter months, when the seasonal depression is already hitting, I don't need to, make myself more sad. Even though I'm excited to read this and I know it'll be a beautiful story, it's just not what I need at the moment. All right, our next two books are a little silly, but if you are in my close personal life, you know I have been dying to get together a group of people and play D&D or any kind of like role-playing game like that. I've been watching the Smosh Dread series, We're All Gonna Die, and it has just thrown me into this, like, it has this grip on me where I'm just like, how can I get a group of my cool, slay, amazing friends to want to do some nerdy, cool shit with me? I'm obsessed. So when Barnes& and Noble was closing, I ended up picking up these two books, these two romance books called Dungeons and Drama and Dating and Dragons. This is a romance series, I believe, and I just like am so drawn to the fact that it's a Dungeons and Dragons themed romance book. That sounds like everything I want and more, and such a fun, like, popcorny, sweet night and read. So I'm going to be putting these on my middle shelf for now, but who knows? Maybe I'll pick them up soon. My next two books are both book of the months from quite a while ago. This first one, Her One Regret by Donna Freitas, is my November book of the month from last year. And I picked this up because I was in a very like thriller, scary book vibe after reading all of those books for Halloween. And I thought, why not grab one more? I have not picked it up yet, though, unfortunately, but I definitely think I will pick it up semi soon. So I am going to put it on my top shelf for now, just to kind of have a thriller up there. It's always good to have one by the book thriller on my shelf because I feel like thrillers a lot of the time get me out of slumps like that. Like, they are the perfect genre for me to just pick up, read in one day, and then like continue reading after that. So I'm going to put this on the top shelf for now. Then the other book that I have from Book of the Month is Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I have been trying to get myself to pick up this like 500-page book for months. It's such a gorgeous copy, and it is the first book in a fantasy trilogy, but I can't do this right now, and I need to start being honest with myself, so I am going to finally be moving her to the bottom shelf. It's just not priority right now. One day I definitely will pick it up, but today is not that day, and it won't be that day anytime soon. I just can't pick up a 500-page fantasy book right now. It's not my vibe. I am reading 400-page romance books, and that is my vibe right now. The next book I have here is by one of my favorite thriller authors, and that is Survive the Night by Riley Sager. You guys have heard me yap about him a million times, and if you haven't, just know the way that this man writes is everything to me. He is my number one thriller author, no matter what, forever, and I love his prose. I love the way that he writes main characters, female main characters specifically. He just is one of those male writers that is able to authentically and like realistically write female main characters, and I love him for that, so I will be putting this on the top shelf. Then I have this book I got on sale a really long time ago at a Barnes, and it is Miss Julia Speaks Her Mind, which I just felt is me. I'm Miss Julia and I speak my mind, so I thought that was really cute. It is the first novel in the Miss Julia series, which I have never heard of before, but I do want to read this eventually. I think it's super cute. It's just not what I'm in the mood for at this moment, so I am going to put it on the bottom shelf for now, but who knows, one day I might not know what to read and this will be what I go to because it says my name. And I gotta trust Miss Julia. I gotta trust her because I'm Miss Julia too, and I get it. Then I have the first book of another series that everyone has read or watched, and I have never read or watched, The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I have never read these books, and these gorgeous copies were at Barnes, so I thought I would just pick up at least the first book, and maybe that will be my next series to read after I finish Harry Potter. I need to read this. I need to read Twilight. I need to finish Harry Potter. Like, come on, girl. I'm so uncultured. How have I never read or watched any of those? And you know me. I'm going to read the book before I watch the movie. So this will be going on the second shelf because I do want to finish a couple more series before I pick this up. But this is definitely a high priority to get to for me. So let's put it on our middle shelf for now. Ooh, I forgot I had this. I have Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Never watched the show, but I've heard amazing things about it. And I've heard even more amazing things about this book. I definitely want to pick it up soon. So I am going to put this on the top shelf. I'm not going to yap about it. You've heard enough people yap about it. And honestly, I don't know enough about it to yap about it. I just know, I believe, obviously, it's around Daisy Jones and the Six, which I think is a band. So I'm going to put this on my top shelf because the way that I don't know what it's about is insane, considering all of my favorite book girlies absolutely adore this book. And I've never read a Taylor Jenkins Reid book, so I need to get to it. Put this right on the top shelf. Next, I have another classic that I will not be reading and will be immediately putting on the bottom shelf because, like I said, can't handle it right now. That is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. This will be going on the bottom shelf, unfortunately. One day I will read it. This is a very cute pink copy of it, but today, tomorrow, next month, not that day. So I'm going to be putting it on the bottom for now. If you guys really want to pressure me into reading these like classic books, let me know. Maybe I'll do a video where I read only classic books for a week and hopefully it won't put me in a slump. But we'll see. Let me know if it's really important to you because if it is, I'll do it. I'll suck it up. If you love The Bell Jar, if you love Sense and Sensibility, if you love other books, let me know. And I will read them if you want me to and if you think they're good. I trust all of your opinions, so let me know. Then I have a signed copy of another biography, I believe this is, which is Just Kids by Patti Smith. Absolute icon. But like I said, nonfiction is just not my genre right now. Any nonfiction is a little bit much for me at the moment. I need to be in a fake world that doesn't exist with people that have never existed. So for now, I am also going to put this on the bottom shelf. And then right along with it, another biography from one of my favorite people, but unfortunately, Miss Girl decided to write an 1,000-page biography, which I'm just not going to read an 1,000-page biography, but it's nice to have. So I will be putting My Name is Barbara by Barbara Streisand, my queen, my legend, on the bottom shelf because, girl, in what way am I going to read this Barbara Streisand Bible? Like, hello? Hello. Maybe I'll audiobook it one day, but it is cool to have, and I believe there is some pictures in here, which is pretty cool, but the way that my arm would give out after 10 minutes of trying to read that is insane. We are getting close to the end. I only have like 1.5 stacks left, so let's keep it going. Let's see where this video takes us, the rest of these books take us. I have a book I've been meaning to read for so long that I know is going to destroy me, but I'm kind of ready for it, and that is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I have not read a Kristen Hanna book yet, and I have heard way too much to have still not read one. So I'm going to put The Nightingale on the top shelf. I know I've said no to so many biographies and so many sad books, but this is one I think I need to read soon. Next, we have a YA trilogy that I have been dying to read, which is the One of Us is Lying trilogy. I was gifted these, I believe, for my birthday, so it's been way too long, but thank you to Felicity and Danny who gifted me this wonderful trilogy. I'm so excited to pick it up. So I'm gonna put it, I mean, I'm losing room on the top shelf here. I'm gonna put it down here. I'm going to put two of the books on the medium shelf and the first book on the top shelf for now. The first book on our final stack of books is The Giver by Lois Lowry. I read this in middle school and it totally opened my doors to the dystopian genre. This book was just so interesting to me. It was such a page turner and it's quite short. It's YA and I've been meaning to reread it and then continue this series. Turns out there's a whole series. I don't know if you guys know. There's a whole series and I want to read it soon. So I am going to put this on my top shelf, even though I should probably finish the rest of my series first. Next, we have another book that me and Maria really want to pick up, and that is The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry. This is by Gabrielle Zevin. This is the same author that did Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and we adored that book, so I've been meaning to read this, and it's quite a short read. I am going to put it on medium priority just because me and Maria have other books that we're currently buddy reading. So this one will probably come later after we finish the Harry Potter series. I can't believe I own so many books. I've been reading off my Kindle for too long. I totally forgot I need to read all these books. I haven't even looked at my shelves. I've just been starting a romance series and finishing it. I read the entirety of the Dream Harbor series, which I adored. They were perfect. They were such good, seasonal, cute romance reads. And then I started Chestnut Springs, and I'm already on the third book. I started it last week. So I've just been reading through romance series and not looking at what I have on my physical TBR at all, which is fine because you know what I said earlier, we're going based off vibes alone. Then I have another Riley Sager here, Home Before Dark. We already have one on the top shelf, so I'm not going to repeat what I said earlier. You know I love him, but I am going to put him on the middle shelf for now just because I already have Survive the Night up there. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to switch Home Before Dark and Survive the Night because I kind of want to read this one first. Oh my gosh. She's filling up. We have room for two more books on the top shelf, and then I'm going to stop myself from putting stuff up there. All right, the next book that I have been meaning to pick up just to kind of check this duology off my list. I have Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. This is the sequel to Better Than the Movies, and I have this gorgeous, cute Barnes & Noble exclusive edition with these cute sprayed edges that I have been meaning to pick up for so long. I actually tried to pick it up a couple of weeks ago, but unfortunately, this book is not on Kindle Unlimited yet. So I was having so much fun reading on my Kindle that I decided to not pick it up because I didn't want to pick up the physical book. But I do see myself picking this up in the next couple of weeks just to kind of see what happens in the end with Miss Liz and Mr. Wes. That is for sure on my immediate TBR. I need to get that read. All right, then we have the last book that I think I'm going to put on this top shelf, another romance book that I have been meaning to read forever, and that is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I have heard so many amazing things about this book, and I totally forgot that I had it on my TBR cart. So this will definitely be something I pick up after I finish Chestnut Springs almost immediately. I'll probably pick this up or Nothing Like the Movies. So this is going to be the last book I'm going to allow myself to put on my immediate TBR. All right, my top shelf is full. So let's go through my final 3 books on my physical TBR. I have Just Last Night by Mari McFarlane. I'm going to put this on medium priority. Haley Pham has been raving about Mari McFarlane or Vari McFarlane. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but this is Just Last Night, one of their more popular books, and I have been meaning to pick up something by them for a while. So I'm going to put this on my medium TBR just because I feel no rush to read it, although I do feel like I want to sometime soon-ish. Then I have another old book of the month that I still haven't read yet. This is The Summer We Ran by Audrey Ingram. This is about 2 people that I believe were high school sweethearts, and then they had what I think is probably a messy breakup, and now they've been married for years to other people, and now they are running against each other, I think for governor or mayor or something like that. So that just sounds like an insane amount of drama to me. Hello, political drama, romance drama, small town tea, which is what I think is going to happen in this book, what I'm hoping to get from this book. I do want to read it sometime soon, but I am going to put it on our medium shelf for now. Now, for the final book that I have on my physical TBR, I got it September for my book of the month. So this one is an oldie, but it's definitely a goodie, all right? This is Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. This is her new adult series. I believe that she usually writes young adult, but I haven't read any of those books yet. All right, everyone, now that we have fully organized my physical TBR, I'm just going to do a quick overview clip. Here it is right here. As you can see, it looks gorgeous. I feel so much better about the way that it looks. The way it looked before was too crazy and too insane and too messy. So I'm really glad that it looks this organized now. It needed a revamp for sure. If there's any books on the bottom shelf that you guys think should be moved up a little bit higher on the cart, make sure to let me know. Please give positive comments about any of these books in the comment section below as well, and I will put them to priority. I will read them sooner. Please let me know. I need to be inspired to read these books. So yeah, thanks for still being here after all these months of not posting. And make sure to check out my shorts, TikToks, Bookstagram. Everything will be linked in the description box down below. And as always, let's do the thing. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any book recommendations, video suggestions, or anything else you want to let me know, make sure to leave it in the comment section down below. While you're down there, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys when I see you. Bye!